Well, we have made it to our destination here in northern Lake Huron, and this place is absolutely gorgeous. There are so many cool little islands. The shoreline is so unique with different rock formations, driftwood, sand. It's just such a cool place. I'm really looking forward to getting to spend more time here outside of just fishing. But for now, I'm just gonna go take a walk down by the beach, fly the drone a little bit, and show you guys a little bit about what this area looks like. Well, I've really never spent any time targeting Atlantic salmon trolling before, so this is gonna be a new experience for you and I. So we have a 6 color. We're gonna run a 6 color on one side, and above that we're gonna run a 4 color. So I believe this is a 4 color right here, yes. So we're gonna run our 6 on our inside board, then we're gonna run our 4 color on our top board. We're gonna run one rigger down about 20 feet with a long lead and another rigger down about 30 or 40 feet maybe. And we're just gonna target that top part of the water column. From the information I've gathered too about this area, and from what I know from fishing Lake Superior and Lake Huron trips in the past, that there's a lot of commercial fishing that goes on. So definitely when you're fishing a new area, you want to play it safe. I usually like to keep my downriggers in the top 40 feet of the water column and just go slow and really scope the area out before you start fishing. The weather has been so erratic lately. About a half hour ago it was cloudy, the wind was ripping, and it was about 55 degrees. Now the sun came out and it's beautiful. It's about 70 degrees and I'm sweating. So the first step is complete. We got the boat in the water. We got stuff all put together here. So I am so excited, guys. I want to catch an Atlantic salmon so bad. We went and came and tried this a couple times last year, but the conditions just weren't set up right. Nobody was really catching fish. So hopefully this year we'll hit it on a little bit better note and the weather will be on our side. Well guys, we're just kind of cruising around right now and just mapping out a course here where we want to start trolling. We're seeing where the different depth contours run and where all the structures are at. Back there a little bit ago we saw a commercial net, and we have about 4-foot waves, 2 to 4 foot waves right now. So we're just trying to map out a course so we can go with the waves and we're not going to hit any structures. Dude, I did it again. I put the balls on backwards. I got my balls backwards. This one's got 3 release clips on it. Jeez. Well guys, we got all of our lines set and we've just been hanging out in the front and just driving, trying to find some fish. We haven't had any kind of activity yet. We've been searching though. We've been on both sides of this bay here. There's quite a few commercial nets out for sure, so it's good to see those in the daylight. We got our marks on them and we know where they're at. So we're just hoping for the best and hoping if we can find an Atlantic salmon here this afternoon. Okay guys, we're gonna change some things up here. We're gonna get ready to put some more darker stuff on, some glowier stuff. As the sun continues to set, we have had no action yet. Haven't found a single thing. Haven't really marked much either, so. We know that there's obviously fish around here somewhere since all these other boats are here. So we are making some changes. Even though it's slow, we haven't got things working quite yet. We're still gonna change things up just a little bit with a couple rods, put some feelers out there for some other tactics. So I'm gonna shorten up this lead core leader, and we're just gonna fine tune some things, try some different leader lengths behind our downriggers, our dipsies, our lead cores, different color spoons. We'll keep the stuff out we have confidence in, but with a couple rods, we're definitely gonna start changing through some things to see if we can make something happen out here on a tough bite. Fish, 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 fish. We got one, guys. We got one. Oh my gosh, here we go. We got a bite, baby! We got a bite. We got a bite. He's not having it. No fast runs yet, but just deep head shakes and pulls. Feels like he's got some good weight to it. I mean, it might even be a lake trout. It's hard to say. We'll have to see. Man, we're just starting to change things up too, guys. Just like I was saying, we've been changing things up, you know. Oh man, this fish is, oh my gosh, guys, he's going again, he's going again. Oh, he's jumping back there. He's jumping back there. Guys, we just had a jumper. It's a good fish. Okay, I don't think it's a lake trout anymore. So he's ripping drag now. He's waking up. He's waking up. I gotta have, this is all drag now. I mean, I'm thumbing it, but there's a lot of tension on here, guys. I don't feel comfortable putting any more pressure on this fish, baby. Oh my gosh, guys. It looks like a beautiful Atlantic. Mike, I'll bring him right to you, buddy. It looks like a beautiful Atlantic. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's a steely. That's okay though. It's a steely. It is a steely. It's a big steely though, guys. Oh, we got him. What a gorgeous steelhead though, guys. Wow. That's a steelhead. Look how fat that thing is. What a beautiful steelhead, guys. I was hoping for an Atlantic, but you know what? That is about, if I had to estimate, a 12 to 14 pound thick steelhead. For Lake Huron, we're gonna get her right back in the water. Is that encouraging, guys? That is a great start to the afternoon. We got a nice steelhead. Not the Atlantic we're looking for quite yet, but the night is young, and I got high hopes because we are finally getting something working here, and it is gonna be a beautiful evening. The wind is laying down. Fish, inside board, inside board. Yep. I was looking at the board through the camera. I was getting a shot of that lighthouse, and I just started seeing that board getting ripped back through the camera. Stand down. There you go. Oh, he woke up there. Was he just coming at the boat that whole time? Gosh, Mike, I did not think that was that nice of a fish, did you? No. I mean, that looked like 7-8 pounds. Gosh, we were not giving that fish credit. It was just swimming right with us. Here we go. What do we have here? What is this? It's an Atlantic. It's an Atlantic, guys. It's an Atlantic. Yep. Oh, we got him, baby. Oh, nice. It is an Atlantic, and it's off in the net. It's off in the net. What a beautiful fish. Mike, we got an Atlantic. Wow, how cool is that? Mission accomplished, baby. Mission accomplished. We got an Atlantic.
I'm getting hungry looking at it.
We got a salmon for dinner. That's gonna be a good one to keep, guys. He was hooked deep and he's kind of bleeding through the gill a little bit, so we're gonna make sure to harvest that fish. We wouldn't wanna let him go and for him not to make it. What an awesome thing, man. That's so cool. Finally got one. It's pretty eerie out here right now, to say the least. The fog has settled in. We just heard a horn of a freighter way off here in the fog, but we're getting our radar on and we're gonna be off to the sides of the shipping channel here. So we're hoping for another Atlantic bite, but we'll probably give it another 20 minutes, half hour, then start heading back in. We're gonna hit it bright and early in the morning, but the wind's not gonna be what they predicted. So we might not even be able to fish here tomorrow because it might be too rough here. So we might have to head to a different lake. I don't know, maybe Lake Superior, maybe Lake Michigan. I guess we'll just go wherever the wind blows and see what happens. So we're gonna finish out the night here, head back to the hotel, get some sleep, get something to eat, and go from there. Our original plan for this trip was to target Atlantic salmon for 3 days, but after waking up early the next morning to some violent thunderstorms, it became apparent that the weather wasn't going to allow us to do so. So we decided to pack up our gear out of the hotel, and we headed out around 3 a.m. to a Lake Superior port that looked like it was going to have a much better weather forecast for the next couple days. Well guys, we just got some of these new Docks custom thin fins, and I don't know how well you can see that in the GoPro, but man, do these things look amazing. We're gonna put one out on a 5 color here, see if we can get a coho or a king or something. Let's see what it does. These things look awesome though.
Yeah, it just got hammered. Look at that sucker going.
It was just straight behind the boat, guys. We were just getting that. That's that Docks thin fin, isn't it?
Yeah.
We just got these Docks thin fins, and that thing wasn't in the water, what, 2 minutes? We haven't even got all the lines in the water, and we got fish on, guys. We got a nice coho, it looks like, on a thin fin. Oh, it's a nice coho too. Oh yes, it's a nice coho. Great coho. That Docks thin fin wasn't out there, what, 2 minutes?
No, it was crazy. The action on that thing, I could feel it throbbing on the end, and that sucker took a rip. Like, it was amazing.
We didn't even get the board on yet.
No, that was awesome.
Oh, it's a king. It's a king, guys. It is actually a king. Yup, it is a small king, but that's gonna be a great eater. Fish, right here, inside board. Get ripped, baby. There we go, guys. We just got that other king in the box, and this board just started ripping. I was just actually going to put the GoPro on this diver. Oh, we got some singing, baby. All right. Oh, dude, we just had a rip. We just had a double rip. I don't think he's stuck though. After about a 3-hour drive, we were hoping the wind forecast would hold strong for us. One thing that we did have going is that we were in an area with different bays where we could hide out from some wave and wind directions.
Coming out of there. Got a couple big ones in a row gonna be coming here. Big one here. Good little guy. Nice little coho on a lemon ice.
Throughout the morning, the winds and waves were very erratic. When we first started, the lake was flat calm, but it didn't take long for both the wind and waves to pick up. And as we trolled around certain lake points, we kept being met with large waves. So it took us a while to really dial in a safe troll.
This is a nice fish, guys. This is amazing.
Get him! Beauty! Man, that's a heck of a Lake Superior king there. Man, guys. What a beautiful fish.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Great fish.
Nice fish, man.
Great fish.
What a great fish, guys. Awesome. Got this one on a 2-color lead core with a Michigan Stinger Jordo spoon. What a great fight. Awesome.
This is just a cute little... Good wave coming?
Yeah, good one right here.
Thankfully, the fishing was very exceptional, and we were able to keep finding great action for both kings and coho in and out of the big waves.
Good, thank you.
Oh, we got one going right there, middle board. Got one going on the middle.
Oh, nice fish too. Mike just boated a really nice king. We just hooked up another lead core on a 3-color. We found a little pocket of a school of kings just south.
Oh, there's a fish. What do we got, Mike? A coho?
Can't tell yet. I think so.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So you can see that's just a beautiful little steely, guys. That'll probably run up the river next year, and we're gonna get him right back. He was hooked well, and we just had him out of the water for a second. So just head first, and man, he was shot back. He shot back like a rocket. So that was awesome. You know, one thing that'll help you guys be much more successful on the water is just paying attention to little details. Where your bites are coming from in the water column, the temperature of the water, the speed you're running, different colors, sizes, leader lengths off your downriggers, your divers. There's so many different pieces to the puzzle that go into play and effect out here. And one of those pieces that can be missing can really change the outcome of your day. One thing that we've been really dialing in on here today is water temperature. We've been trying to find water temperature in the upper 40s to low 50s. Now, we've had a lot of cold water out here, and the water's really pocketed up. There's a lot of 30-degree water, upper 30s, low 40s, but we've been trying to find those breaks where it goes from 44 to 46, 46 to 50, anywhere in that general range. We've had good success today. That's where the bait's been congregated and the fish haven't been far away. And you know, that's just a great piece of structure to use out here on the open waters. You can use those temperature breaks as a piece of structure to find those fish. Now, another thing too is what depth in the water column are your bites coming from? Now, when there's a lot of boat traffic, a lot of times we'll fish deep. We'll get those baits down there 100, 150 feet, if not more. But when there's no boat traffic, most of the time, those fish are gonna be up high in the water column, if not more than willing to come up high in the water column to chase your bait down. It didn't take us long to catch our limit, a beautiful salmon fresh out of Lake Superior. We got back to port safely, and as I was processing these fish, I couldn't help but notice the pristine quality of these fillets. The quality of meat wasn't even comparable to what we typically harvest out of Lake Michigan. The fillets were a brilliant orangey red color, and the texture was extremely firm. It was very comparable to the kings and coho that I've harvested out of the Pacific Ocean in the past. Okay guys, so the moment we've been waiting for, we're gonna do an official salmon cook-off between Atlantic salmon, king salmon, and coho salmon. I've been really excited about this, and this is a fun part of the challenge here. I think it's safe to say they're all gonna be fantastic, but I'm just really excited to taste the differences between them and just compare them a little bit. So a couple real important steps is when you're harvesting your own fresh fish is to always make sure you clean that fish and process that fish shortly after harvesting it and catching it. You wanna make sure to ensure that meat and get it cold as quick as possible and keep it cold. You also want to make sure you rinse that fish well and eat it about 5 days, within 5 days after catching it. So our first step here is we're going to get our fish seasoned up, then we're going to get it on our charcoal grill here. We're just at a public park enjoying the rest of our afternoon, and this is going to be fantastic. Okay guys, so you can see we just have some beautiful fillets here. Now we're gonna flip them over and we're gonna get them seasoned up here. So we're gonna start off with a little garlic salt. Just gonna do a nice generous layer right over these fillets here with a little garlic salt. Okay. Now I like my fish seasoned up like this. These are just some of my favorite seasonings. It's all personal preference, so you can mix it up too, but these are just some of my favorites. Now I'm gonna hit it with some Hungarian paprika. I really like this. It adds a little kick to the fish and it just complements it nicely. So I'm gonna do just a generous layer right over all this fish as well. And on top, finally, we have a little organic rosemary. So we're just gonna do a light layer of this. Just sprinkle a light layer on. Now we're gonna let this fish season like this at room temperature for about 2 hours or so. We're just gonna allow that meat to kind of absorb those seasonings, and then we're gonna get it on the grill. Okay, we're gonna get our rack down on our charcoal. Anytime you're cooking with the charcoal grill as well, you wanna make sure your coals get nice and hot and they're burning down. That way you just have the best heat. Mound your coals up and let them just burn down and let them get burning a little bit. So we're gonna get one of our racks of fish on here. We're probably gonna let this go for about 10 to 15 minutes, I'd say. We'll put some butter on it, and just until that fish is starting to flake, and that's how you know it's done perfectly. You don't wanna overdo it, but you wanna make sure that fish is just flaking nicely, and that's how you know it's done. Okay, now we're just gonna get a little butter going here, guys. So we're gonna put a nice generous layer of butter all over these fillets. Now since this is an open flame, we had to cook that skin a little harder than we typically would, how we'd cook it with a normal grill. So with that being said, we're probably gonna keep the skin on this tray and just dispose of this tray after we're done using it. That way we just have nice clean meat. So I'm gonna take this coho off here first. And you guys can tell when this fish is done when it's starting to flake like that. So that looks like it's actually absolutely perfect. So I'm just gonna try to take this off steak by steak in the best way that I can. Oh yeah, man, is that looking absolutely great. All right, guys, so we have our Atlantic salmon here, these 3 pieces. This is our coho salmon, and our king needs just a little bit longer here. Than those steaks are gonna be perfect as well. Okay guys, we're gonna get our official taste test here. This little park's getting pretty rowdy. We got seagulls coming in on us, kids screaming. We're about to give it the official taste test here, guys. So right here we have our Chinook salmon, right here we have our Atlantic salmon, and right here we have our coho. We're gonna start off with our king just because I wanna really compare the Atlantic to the king. First impression is very good. Oh my gosh. This king salmon, guys, is absolutely delicious. This is a recipe I make all the time, and it's real easy. You can do this at a public park just like we did, and it's a great way to enjoy your catch after you go out with a charter trip or just to enjoy a nice meal with the family, and it's very rewarding. But this king salmon, man, delicious, Pretty mild and flaky. Now we're gonna move to our Atlantic salmon here. Wow. Just a totally different texture. The Atlantic salmon is absolutely delicious. Just a completely different texture. I don't even know how to explain it. Oh my God. It is unbelievable, guys. It's got a whole unique flavor to itself. And the texture is totally different. It's more firm, it feels like. Wow. I mean, I gotta say, that Atlantic salmon is really hard to beat that. I mean, that's some of the best grilled fish I think I've ever had, honestly. I'm not blowing smoke right now, but that Atlantic salmon is absolutely delicious. The King's delicious as well, but the Atlantic salmon, I don't even know how to explain it. It's got a different texture to it. It's a little firmer, and it's just got such a unique flavor. Now we're gonna go to our coho. Oh my gosh. The coho. Unbelievable as well. It's lighter, and it's just got a sweeter, kind of more unique flavor as well than the King does. The King's definitely the most bland of the two. The Atlantic salmon probably has the most flavor, and I would say it's really close with the coho. They're both just a fantastic fish. All of these are just fantastic fish, and we were really fortunate enough to catch them out of northern Lake Huron and northern Lake Superior, which is just some pristine waters. But this is absolutely delicious, guys. This has honestly been a goal of mine for quite some time now, to catch all these three fish and compare them. I think it's safe to say that Atlantic salmon is my favorite. It's a tough decision between the Atlantic and the coho, but that Atlantic's just got such a unique flavor, and it's so awesome. We really appreciate you tuning in this week. We hope you enjoyed this adventure. We're gonna have many more of these videos coming out this summer, so make sure to go down below, hit that thumbs up button if you guys enjoy this. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you, and also subscribe if you're new. We'll see you back here next week in our next video. Diver.
Oh, that was a good hit.
Oh my God. Or you can do this just like at a public park, just like this.
Ready.
Okay?
Yep.